Hey guys, Jason Lady here. Today I have part one of a small duplex in Henford on Bagley for you. Let's get into it. So some time ago I made, or I guess I renovated a little cottage down the road from this lot and turned it into a cute little cottage bakery. I thought that that would be adorable right there. And so that's what I did. And I needed a baker for that bakery. So I wanted her to be close. I didn't want her living all the way on the other side of the map. I also didn't want her living in a completely different area of the sim world, if you will, and traveling here every day to her bakery. That didn't seem right for her. I wanted her to be close by. And so I also didn't want her on a big farm. I didn't see her as being a big farm girl. Not that she doesn't like it, because she does, but her focus is on the baking and the bakery, not necessarily the growing stuff. Although the bakery does have a small garden patch that she can grow some of the like berries and things for her pies and stuff. But for the most part, that's not her main focus. Her main focus is the baking. And she's not perfect at it. She's fairly young and she's just starting out with her bakery. And she's not perfect at it yet, but she's mid-level baker, but she loves it so much. And she really, like, this is her calling in life, if you will. And so this is what she wants to do. And so I wanted her to be close, but there aren't a lot of lots downtown in Henford on Bagley. So I decided to put a duplex here. I think this might, and I don't know yet, but this might very well end up being the only residential lot downtown, potentially, in Henford on Bagley in my all pack save file, because I'm thinking potentially of moving the family in the lot next to this one in the other side of the duplex here. And today in this video, we're only gonna see the baker's side of the duplex. You'll see the like main structure and the decorating of the baker's side, but not the decorating of the other side of the duplex, because I'm very heavily leaning towards putting the family from the lot next door into the other side of the duplex. And I know that there's a park between these lots and the bar lot. There's like a park area or whatever, a plaza area or whatever you would call it. And they do fairs and things like that there. I don't know, do they have a market there? I don't think they have a market there. I think it's just fairs that have like baking contests and stuff like that. So I was kind of thinking of having a market in that lot next door. It just feels appropriate, kind of. I am a little bit worried because I have the idea of it being an outdoor market. So I am a little bit worried about Sims maybe freezing to death in the winter. But we could potentially have like a small warming building in the back or something. I don't know. I'll have to test it out in a different save file first to see how all that would work. But my biggest concern is not whether or not I really want to make it a market or not, because I'm very heavily leaning that way, or whether or not I want to put that family into this duplex or not, because again, I'm very heavily leaning that way. My biggest concern is, would you rather me do another market like I did in Newcrest using the Eco Lifestyle Pack with Get to Work? Or would you rather I try to do a market lot using some combination of businesses and hobbies and potentially Home Chef Hustle as well, but also specifically the lot would be an Adventure Awaits lot, because I think you can set up a market and have the Sims working the stalls. And it could be anything. Like, they could sell anything, crafts, junk, food, whatever. It wouldn't be any one specific type of market. And you can do that with either lot type. But what do people like the most? Would you rather have an Adventure Awaits lot being a market, knowing that it's like scheduled things and certain Sims are scheduled to do certain things at certain times? Or and your Sims who do the I guess on a market lot, it wouldn't matter if the Sims change. I was gonna say the Sims would change all the time. Like, it would be randomly drawn which Sims would show up to sell stuff at the market, but that's kind of how markets work, aren't they? Sort of. So maybe that wouldn't be a big deal. And that would happen regardless of which lot you use. So let me know down in the comments. If I get enough comments letting me know whether you would prefer me to use an eco lifestyle market. Obviously, it would have stuff from all the packs in it, but it would definitely be more heavily focused towards Get to Work stuff, because I think those go well together. Or would you rather have me use the Adventure Awaits lot that allows you to also basically make a market and schedule certain Sims to do certain things and heavily lean more in that way? I mean, it would still use some Get to Work stuff, and Home Chef Hustle as well could potentially be mixed in there with that on a market lot. But which lot type do you prefer? The community lot type from Eco Living Lifestyle, excuse me, or the Adventure Awaits lot type that can make a market? And if I get enough comments telling me which one you all like better and use more, I guess it comes down to, do you all use Eco Living, Eco Lifestyle? I think it's Eco Lifestyle. Do you all use Eco Lifestyle more, or do you use Adventure Awaits more? That kind of narrowing the question down to be more specific. Which of those two packs do you use more, and which one would you prefer the market to be made out of? Which of those two packs? And if I get enough comments, maybe I'll do a kit giveaway later this summer for like one of the gardening, or maybe the Home Chef. Is Home Chef Hustle? No, that's not a kit. There's some gardening kits. Oh, the kitchen clutter kit. There's that one. Or the gardening ones. The gardening ones that they've offered for free in the past, but now charge for, which is weird to me. But I'll give a copy away for someone. We'll have a little contest. How about that? But first, I got to get enough comments on this video letting me know which of those two packs would be better to make a market for Henford on Bagley in that kind of center lot in downtown. So there's not much to say about her apartment specifically. Right now, I've just mainly been putting together the main structure and figuring out the windows and the appliance placements and things like that, and separating the two apartments as you're watching now and things like that. But yeah, right here is where I really get into, okay, let's get this place decorated. I realize I don't like the way the windows look. They're up too high. I don't like that the windows all sit at different heights and snap to the walls at different places. That doesn't make sense to me. It's kind of weird. So you have to use cheats to get them all to line up if you use multiple different window types in a lot. It's kind of annoying, if I'm gonna be honest, because you have to know what you're doing with the cheats and stuff. So yeah. But I realized that the windows were the wrong placement, so I went through and fixed them. And then I struggled. I didn't necessarily want her to be full on country, but I didn't necessarily want to be modern or full on traditional either. I don't know. I used to think the game had too much traditional furniture in it, and then for a while it felt like it had too much country furniture, but now I'm looking, trying to make a sort of semi-country, semi-town, but not big town kind of sim, and I'm realizing there's actually a lot of modern stuff. Maybe it's just whatever I'm building at the moment, I don't feel like there's enough stuff for. And so it's annoying, and I have a hard time trying to fill the house in that style. You know what I mean? Maybe I should make more eclectic Sims who don't care so much. I don't think she has a particular decorating style, because I kind of knew going in that it might be an issue. So I think I skipped giving her a particular decorating style. I could be wrong about that, but I might have skipped giving her a particular decorating style so that there would be some leeway and not some issues there. But yeah, I guess in some ways I went a little bit too modern, but the modern stuff is cheaper than the ranch and the country stuff, which to me feels a little bit backwards, I think. But that's just me. I've heard other people say the opposite, so I think that's just my perception of how much these things should cost. Yeah, but ultimately I just kind of went with whatever looked comfortable, and I thought that I had given her green as her favorite color or one of her favorite colors. I'm wrong. So her whole house is decorated in green, but I don't think green is her favorite color. I'm pretty sure green's not her favorite color. You know, maybe I was right the first time. I don't know. We'll find out when I do the cast video, though, what her favorite color is. But for some reason, at the time I was decorating this, I thought it was green. So I based her home decor kind of around using a lot of green everywhere. And then, you know, to keep it cohesive and stuff, I always try to stick with one sort of color area, I guess, and stuff, just because it makes it look better, especially in The Sims. I personally, and I don't know if other people have been able to do it, but maybe it's just the furniture that I'm using. I've never been able to incorporate multiple different colors into a home decor scheme and have it look good in The Sims 4. In real life, yes, but in The Sims 4, not so much. But that could just be a me issue and not an issue of the game and its furniture. That could definitely be a me issue, but yeah. So I did my best with her, keeping it kind of, I guess if you look at it, it is kind of a little bit eclectic, because I tried to stay in that sort of green, sagey family coloring, and keep everything matching or complementary to that. And so it kind of ended up being a little bit of a mix. I didn't realize quite how much of a mix it was, but yeah, it's not all modern, is it? It is kind of a little bit of a mix. So yeah, I guess eclectic it is for The Sims 4. Anyways, there's not much else to say about her home. She's just moved into it. Like I said earlier, she's fairly young. She's just moved into it. Obviously, it's a rental. As part of the story, I felt like she would not be at a point yet, being a mid-level baker, that she could afford to own a home and a business at the same time. So she's obviously renting, but she owns the bakery down the road. And she's kind of new to the area. I'm thinking of potentially giving her parents who live in Chestnut Ridge or one of the other newer worlds. Newer is relative. But you know what I mean. One of the newer worlds that have a big farm lot, and maybe they have a farm or a horse ranch. And that's why she's into that, but not on a farm herself. You know what I mean? Because that is kind of in her personality panel. She does like that kind of stuff. So maybe we'll go with that. I don't know. Maybe we just expanded on her story a little bit and added 2 more Sims, potentially even more if she has brothers and sisters, to the mix. That could be interesting. I'll play around with that story and see what happens, and maybe I'll come up with an idea for a farm or a horse ranch or a mix of both for them for maybe Chestnut Ridge. I don't think I've done a build. Have I done a build for the Allpack save file for Chestnut Ridge yet? I might have. I might have done one. But I'd have to go back and check. I don't remember for sure. But yeah, this is just the baker's house, and I'm very heavily leaning towards moving the family next door into the other side of the duplex. You'll have to wait until next week to see if I do end up doing that or not. Oh, I did not know what to do with this bedroom. So it's like part storage room, part guest bedroom. Like she had all this stuff. She just moved in. She put it in this room and now it just kind of sits there. I didn't have any further plans for her beyond buying the bakery and becoming a good, like, top level baker. That was my only plans for her. So the story could go in any which direction after that. But I didn't want to just leave an empty room there either. So I did put an extra bed, and I kind of left the rug askew, so it kind of looked like she just brought it in and threw it down because she was moving in and she didn't care how that room looked because it was just a spare storage room, you know what I mean? But yeah, that's the story behind this sim and this lot, and we are very close to the end of the speed build here. Just a couple more details to put in, and then we can get to the walkthrough right about now. Okay, so here we have it, and this is that lot that I was talking about that feels like it's kind of connected to a park area, and it has these roads that come down around it on either side, and so I feel like that would make a good market lot. And so that's another reason why I wanted to add a duplex in here, because we would be losing one residential lot. So I still wanted there to be plenty of space for Sims here. And I'm still very heavily leaning towards bringing that family over here to this side of the duplex. But again, that will be in the next video. Let's check it out here. So this is the baker's apartment. She's got a cute little entryway there, a cozy little living room. I wanted her office space to be in the living room. I feel like when you're single and living on your own, And you probably just don't want to hide it upstairs in a bedroom all the time. You know what I mean? You'd probably rather be near the kitchen and like the half a bath and the living room so you can easily and quickly move between activities and stuff. At least that's what I would want. That's what I would prefer, except that I have a recording room for doing YouTube videos, but if I didn't have that, this would totally be my setup right here. In fact, this was my setup for a long time, so maybe I used that as inspiration a little bit, and that's why I like doing that so much. But then you have the little eating kitchen. Oh, I forgot to get rid of the grid. I'm so sorry. But anyways, you have the eating kitchen. Lots of baking decor around that she's clearly been cooking and experimenting and stuff. Not much of an outdoor space. Not that she doesn't like outdoor space, but again, she's young, she's new, she just moved into this space, so she hasn't really quite expanded out there just yet. And then we have her bedroom up here, which is actually very large, but that's just the way this house ended up being set up because of where the stairs are and everything and the shape of it. But you know what? It's fine. It's totally fine. But it is still cozy even though it's large, and it does give her some separation here for a wardrobe and stuff. Then you've got a basic bathroom here. Like I've said in 100 other videos, I find bathrooms boring. I mostly do smaller bathrooms because I do smaller homes, and those are just basic. Like you can't do too terribly much with them. You could do a little, but not like a lot. So I find bathrooms to be kind of boring and I don't care about them that much. But then we have the guest bedroom slash storage area, and I still don't know what to do with this space, so it's just gonna stay this way. Hallway, still very green. I did go with like creams and whites in here because I couldn't find a green for the bed that I liked. But I feel like it still works, right? And then this one is just a random assortment of colors because it's the storage room. So there you have it. There's her house. She's gonna be getting new neighbors soon. We gotta decorate this up, so stay tuned for that. And again, don't forget to leave a comment letting me know about the marketplace a lot. And if I get enough comments, maybe we'll do a kit giveaway. Also, very soon here on my Discord, I'm gonna be doing a kit giveaway as well. So stay tuned for that. Don't forget to join the Discord if you want to be part of that. I don't necessarily hate the kits. I actually kind of like them, but also I'm kind of annoyed by them at the same time. I don't know. They add so many cute little items in them, like this kitchen clutter stuff here. Uh, I I have a love-hate relationship with them, but I feel like they do have value for the game for most people, so I want to spread that around a little bit. So there you have it. On that note, if you enjoyed this video, if you're enjoying my channel, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.